Bang! Neevesknives. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, live on Neevesknives. I'm your host, Jared. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's well tonight. We do got some topics we're going to go through, including knife grinds. I figured it was a little bit of a topic we could talk about. I did get a question in, which I've gotten a bunch. I've gotten a lot of this question about when sharpening a dual ground knife, about what angles you should do. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. And Breeze coming in with the equations. The equations. Looks like he's a math major. So, you know what? I'll wait for a second. So while people are coming in here, hopefully tomorrow or the next day, I will be me and Justin from OCD for EDC will be on a video together. And we might just be together, like not in a Zoom or on StreamYard. We might just be together. What's up, Polo? Joe, Breeze, Kyle, Dennis, Ed. Ed's always in here first. He don't mess around. Ed does not mess around. He is always first one to the party. And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Oh, by the way, guys, don't forget, if you guys are wanting to get the hell is it called? I can't think of the name of it, but this milled pattern QSP, they drop on the 18th on Traditional Pocket Knives website. So I didn't see, the thing is that I never even knew of these guys, this knife company, but they have all kinds of knives on there. And I always thought about all the times I've been on knife dealer sites and could not find the knife I was wanting because they were sold out. I probably could have always just went there because they have a ton of knives on their site, but I never heard of them. And they have a name that makes you think that they only have traditionals, but they don't. They have all kinds of knives on there, but the company's called Traditional Pocket Knives. And I did put a link up in the video that I did on these. I think it was last week. But titanium M390, they're going to be for a great deal. They're super slim too. This is an awesome knife. The knife itself is awesome, but titanium with the bone pattern or whatever it's called. Jigged. That's what it's called. Jigged. The jigged pattern. Oh man. Thank you, Knife Man. I appreciate it. Much appreciated. Damn, my internet is slow. Did you know you're live now? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And there's Mike Amler. I don't know what he said, but he probably said something very offensive. Either way, before I read it and ban him forever, go and follow his channel. Go and follow his channel. Awesome content. And he's got some new CJRBs and artisan knives in that you guys will probably want to be seeing because some of them are prototypes and things like that. Screw this show, he says. Go watch my live stream when he's done. There you go. Yeah, he goes live right after I go live, right after I get done at 9:30. Anyone know when the Mokatai Full Dress Penguin is dropping again on KAVISO? I heard by the end of the summer, but I don't know. I can find out. I don't know off the top of my dome, but let me get this out of here. Sorry. Had a blanket underneath me. I don't know off the top of my head, but I can find out. I am in contact with those guys at KAVISO, so I can find out. You're killing me with that penguin. I've got eight of them. You're killing me. 8 of them. Holy cow. You got me beat. I got 3. But it's crazy. I almost bought the regular titanium one. The only reason why I didn't was because I'd get them in all the time for sharpening and stuff. So, I always had the opportunity to have them on the channel. If I would have never had that, I 100% would have bought one. And even after I got one in for sharpening, the first one, and I mailed it back, I was like, I'm buying this. There's no way I'm not buying this. Then the one that you're talking about popped, or the one that dude was talking about popped up, the Mokatai one. And I went to buy that one and it sold out. I literally backed off and was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And I was like, I'm going to do it. And I went back and it was gone. I was so mad. I was like, why didn't you? Anytime you have an opportunity, when you see it, now's the time, because that happens so often where you double guess yourself and then you decide it. And when you decide, you're ready, like you're ready and it's going to be gone. But no, this jigged bone pattern M390 version is badass. And the clip works great, even on the jigged bone. I love how slim it is. The ball bearing action is amazing. But see, even the washer ones, man, even the washer ones are awesome. So while we're in here, let's talk about this really quick. If you guys don't know, you guys might know. I don't know how many of you are on Instagram, but sure you guys know Not Your Average EDC on YouTube. Go follow her channel. She has a YouTube channel. She's been on a live with me, so she's going through some struggles right now. She did a whole story on it, so I'm not going to go into it, but if you guys want to go watch the video, go watch the video. It's pretty deep. She started a GoFundMe, and every bit will help. Brian from Transparent Knives also is doing a lottery on one of his knives. So if you want to get one of the AED 20.5s customized with a magnet cut blade, I think it's 64.9 HRC and all that good stuff, you can enter into the lottery to win it. All the proceeds are going to go to her. And then she's also started the GoFundMe, which you can find on her Instagram. If one of my moderators could possibly link that, not your average EDC from Instagram, her GoFundMe, because if you guys can, please go support $1, $5, whatever you can. I definitely support it. She's an awesome person in the community, and she's been pretty hard-headed about asking for help. And when it gets to that point to where somebody hard-headed asks for help, it's about that time. So I think it's important for us to help each other out in this community, and she could definitely use it. And there's Knives Fast. He's got his knife going right now. He's prototype. The Kickstarter going for his knife. So go and check that out as well. And follow his channel while you're at it. I did do a first impressions on his knife. I'm sure you guys seen it. Most of you guys in here. If not, definitely check that out. I just did it last week. Was it last week? Yeah. Not my friend. Listen, I know, I could go into it, man. I could go into it. I know, but, and I thought about actually going into it, but I'm not gonna right now. I decided before we went live that I wasn't gonna. So, but I just want to show love and support. Sometimes we all need it. So I think it's, sometimes there's times where, man, you just need help. And if you listen to her story, she definitely needs it. So, oh, thank you, man. I appreciate you sending it. Awesome knife, awesome design, and 14C. You guys know I love that steel, and Kubi's doing it, which Kubi does a hell of a job. So there it is, right there. Thank you, Breeze. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yes, there is her Instagram right there, and then you can find her GoFundMe on there. Yeah. And like I said, go watch her video on YouTube, and then let's do her story, and then you can decide if you want to support or help. And listen, there's so many things I could go into about it. But yeah, we're not gonna. Shane, I did see your message, but I seen your message. I haven't had a chance, but I will call you as soon as I get a chance. I did see that text message. Sometimes, man, I don't get the text for so late sometimes because I have my ringer off so often. Because when I record, I can't have my ringer on, so I literally will not see text messages sometimes for a day or two. How are the his and hers monkey fist treating you and Kara? Good. I appreciate it. I actually got it's sitting right over there in I actually got one actually right down here next to me too. D's Life. I like that name. I'm going to Blade HQ manager. They better get me a house. Oh shit. Erica's got a GoFundMe linked on my Instagram as well. Hey, Jared, did you pre-order the Bridgeport 3.5? No, I did not. So at the time, I have like a bunch of pre-orders going right now. And when you have like so many going, it's, you tend to, back off of some. Like, I love the knife. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would, if I could buy it right now, I would. I just, I got so many other things going on, and I got it in. And listen, there's a thing that when you get it in already, right? When you have the opportunity to try it, test it, and all that stuff, it makes it to where it's not that it's less desirable. It's even more desirable in a way. But also, though, I think about the channel with a lot of my purchases. I have to. So, just because I like it and just because I want it, I could want it real bad, but not be able to pull the plug because of that reason, because I've already had it on the channel. And if it's not good for the channel, it doesn't matter sometimes how much I like it. And trust me, I have to make those. Sometimes I have to buy things I don't even like. Not that I don't like, but that I might not really care too much about just because I know it's good for the channel, so because I know you guys will like it. Gary with the 5 bones, you talked about how steel can be burned by the factory belt sharpening process. What exactly does that mean, and how does it affect the knife? So when they heat treat the knife, the heat treat has to go at a certain temperature, a specific temperature. Now, some steels, like, it has to be within like 50 degrees. If they go over or under that temperature, then that steel is not going to be heat treated properly. So what happens is when they put it on a belt, the belt is going so fast, it heats up the edge. Like, I can show you videos of some companies literally throwing sparks. And that's common. That's super duper common. Think about it. They're pumping out knives so fast. They don't have time to go slow. If they put say one of my edges on one of their knives, they could not sell it for the price they do. They just can't. So they have to be able to put the best quality edge that they can in a super fast time, which in many cases is a burnt edge, because it's a fast belt. Now the belt's going so fast, it heats up the edge, and it heats it up past the point of which the heat treating process is done, and it burns it. And then so it makes that steel just right at the edge burnt. So then basically think about this. Think about the edge around a pizza, right? You know how like the edge around a pizza, sometimes, not always, sometimes they're good. But think about a burnt pizza out of your oven and the edge is burnt. The rest of it's delicious, but the fucking edge is burnt. That's kind of like the way it is. So it's going to maybe microchip, or maybe the edge will be just fine. It just won't last very long. But after you put a new edge on there, it'll get a little bit better. By the second or third edge, you will get into really good steel, and it'll be, you'll get the maximum edge retention that you'll get out of that particular knife. Talica with the 5 bones. Loving on my second benzo. It's still breaking in. I have that benzo thumb going on. Hurts. Yeah, everybody's had one of those thumbs. What he's talking about is when you get a new knife and you can't stop flicking that bitch. So you just keep flicking it and flicking it, even though your thumb is raw as fuck and you're in pain. You'll set it down thinking like, damn it, man, my thumb's hurting. And you'll get into a show, and the next thing you know, you're back to even though your fucking thumb's sore as hell. Everybody knows the feeling. So let's, hey, there's Lefty. No brainer, in my opinion. Get that 395. I agree. No, I 1,000,000% agree. Like, even if you watch my impressions on it, I love that knife. That knife is 100% amazing. Hands down, I 100% recommend it. Like I said, I would get it right now, like, but I just didn't get in on it, and I just have so much money out on other things I'm doing for the channel right now that's very important to me, that I did spend a bunch, like I spent a whole bunch of money on shit, and if it wasn't for my damn foot, but but yeah, that is a killer knife. I can't recommend that one enough. Amazing knife. So let's talk really quick about some dual grinds. So you should tase yourself in a video. Well, that's coming up. Don't miss it. Right. I'd tase myself really quick in a video, but what would suck is I'd do it and it'd get like 300 views. The videos that you put the most work into always do the worst. Hey, Mike Emler, wimp thumb in Breeze's ass. See you in my live. Gotta go eat dinner. All right, brother. See you in a little bit. What is $395? What is no, they're talking about a knife that's $395. The Bridgeport. It's called the Bridgeport 39. Just look at you can see my video on it. It's not, I forget the price on it. I can't think of the price, but anyways, dual grind. So first off, we'll talk about what dual grinds are. Dual grinds is when your knife is ground. Maybe this isn't the best example, but we'll show it anyways because I got it out. This is the Microtech SOCOM Elite, and you see how you have that line right there where it's ground differently right here. Two different grinds. I'll get another knife. This one is dual ground. It has a hollow and a flat up at the top. You can see the hollow here, and then it's a flat grind up here. So I get a lot of questions, and I got one today. That's what made me think of it. About what angle should you sharpen them at? So what I always say, and that goes for, and this is my opinion, some people might do it a little differently, but you can see this one right here, the Keen. These are two different grinds. This is a hollow and this is a flat. So when I sharpen them, I personally do the exact same angle across the board. Why do I do that? Why would I put the same angle across the board? It's two different thicknesses. Wouldn't you do a different angle? Well, I say no. And this is the reason why. One, it's a bitch to change your angle. And I'm specifically talking about a fixed angle system. If you're freehanding it, this doesn't really matter because you can easily just change the angle. But when you're dealing with a fixed angle system, you got to constantly change the angle. And when you're doing two different, let me grab the other one. When you're doing two different grinds, right? You are you're going to have to switch from this side to this side. You're basically doing two different knives here. So if you act like it's just all one angle, then it's so much easier. Now, two, the grind up here being thicker at the same angle is always going to be bigger. So the bevel on your knife, when you're sharpening it, is always going to be bigger in the thicker areas. So if you do a 17-degree area on a hollow that turns into a flat grind, it is going to be bigger at the flat grind area. Now, some people, if you think that's ugly, then you might want to do two angles, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially in one that transitions like this. This transitions into the flat grind. Something like this is a Tonto, so it doesn't transition. You have to do this separately. So you have to sharpen this edge, then move to this edge. But either way, I would still keep it the same angle. Because even if it's bigger, all that's going to happen is the thicker area is going to have a bigger bevel, which in my opinion, that looks better. I think it looks good seeing the bigger bevel on the front flat portion. It makes it stand out. and it makes it more slicey, because what are you going to do? You're going to lower the angle there, or sorry, raise the angle there. If you raise the angle, it's not going to be as slicey as if you kept it the same angle. So that way, that same angle is going to, one, it's going to sharpen up easier, and two, it's going to cut better in that area. Now, if you lowered the angle in that area, it would be even bigger and even slicier if you lowered it into the flat ground portion. Now, obviously, depending on the knife you're talking about, depends on the angle you're going to want to do on each one. And you're going to want to consider certain factors like that sec bevel. If it's super duper thick and you have and say if it's a dual grind, like the one I just had and now I can't find. What the hell happened to it? Am I blind? Oh. If it's super thin here and super thick up here, then your bevel's going to be massive up here and really small down here if you put a super low angle. 17 degrees is usually pretty good. They usually don't go too thick for that. So that's usually a pretty good angle to go by. But there is times where that can affect the knife, especially if, you don't have a choil. You might have to cut in a sharpening notch if you don't want to create a smile. So there are lots of factors that play. Thank you, Breeze. Yes, like the video. 15-degree edges on everything. I love 15-degree edges too, but I don't think they belong on everything. And the reason why I don't think so, which I will agree on a lot of things, I like a 15-degree on a lot of things. So I don't want to, it's usually pretty good. But 15 degrees on certain things can make it fragile. So what can happen, especially if you're doing carpentry, or if you're doing tough stuff with your knife and you are guaranteed to hit a staple or hit something hard, rocks, pebbles, things like that, dirt, whatever, then 15 degrees can be fragile, especially for certain steels. Like if you're doing Maximet, S110V, S90V, even M390, those steels are not the toughest steels, not tough at all. So putting them at 15 degrees per side on a knife that you are being tough on is not a good idea. In that case, 17 degrees, you're going to raise the toughness and also keep it slicey and super duper sharp. Now, there is ways to manipulate that too. You could do 15 degrees per side and do a micro bevel, or do 15 degrees per side with a convexed. I like to do that a lot of times because then you get the benefits of the 15 degrees per side while also keeping some toughness. So just got my Cold Steel AD10 in G10 today. What a beast. Yeah, that's a beast of a knife for sure. Jared, if you left the house today, what was your carry? I did not leave the house today, but if I did, it would have been... Well, actually, I carried a couple different things. But right now, I have the Conspirator on me because I got that fresh edge on it. I got to cut something after we're done with this. I got some boxes I got to cut up for recycling. And then I was carrying... I was carrying this. I actually carried a few things today. I was carrying this Big Daddy. I can't remember the name of it now. It's in 14C. I just got it the other day. The CIVIVI, whatever the fuck its name is. I can't remember the name of it. And then the Kaiser Dolman. Best Dolman yet. Hands down, Kaiser is the best Dolman. It's got a super thin, hollow ground, sheep's foot blade with amazing thumb stud action. I mean, like the best thumb stud action. Super crisp break. I mean, it feels assisted. Great break. Mine's perfect. Like I wouldn't want it any other way. I thought about taking, Kaiser's thumb studs are so easy to remove. Like if you did want to modify it and put a hole in them, you can, it's just a T6. You take it right off and, start drilling away. I thought about, I wonder if this one would have been cool with a hole. And then I was like, no, I think the thumb studs are actually better than a hole on this particular knife. Now, in most cases, I would say yes, hole all day. I think on this one, though, the thumb studs actually work out better. If Kara caught you cheating on her, what knife would you carry? See, the answer to that is I wouldn't cheat on her, so she wouldn't catch me cheating on her. Neves, do you know of any way to make my Carta more grippy? Use a low grit sandpaper? Yes. My Crew Carta PM2 is too slippery in certain areas of the micarta. Yeah, use a 300 grit. Well, you can do a 150 grit and then get a 150 and a 300 because they're cheap. Hit it with the 150. If it's too rough for your needs, then hit it with the 300. But I say 300 grit is usually pretty good. But, you know, you might want it a little bit grippier. And, you know, it's G Carta, you said? Oh, Crew Carta. I can't think of exactly what that is. But, yeah, use a 150 and then 300. One of those should be fine. I just received my regular Doman from Amazon about an hour ago. Picked it up on Prime Day for $30. Sweet knife. So the regular one's got washers, which, don't get me wrong, it's a really good knife. This is a different animal. The BEGLEITER 2 is a different animal too because they got the ceramic caged bearings and they put these little cutouts up here and weight relieved the blade on the inside of the pivot. That's why it's a guillotine. I mean, this thing, it feels like a completely different knife. I can't even express how different it feels. But this one with the hollow ground sheep's foot blade, oh, it's so good. It really is so good. Here's a more realistic question. If Kara caught you selling a knife she loves, what knife would you carry? I'd probably be carrying the knife she loves. Because I probably wouldn't be selling it, or I'd probably have to get her a new one. I'm going to throw this out. If Kara caught you cheating, she has a monkey fist with the ball bearing cord to take care of business. I didn't know there's a bearing in there. I didn't even know. I'm feeling it. Is there a bearing in there? There is. It's crazy. I didn't know that. Gonna have to hide those. Neves, if you have ever handled an Oz Roosevelt, yes, I have. Amazing knife. It's one of my grails for sure. It is. I liked it a lot. I want to get one. I tried to get one at Blade Show. The homie OCD for EDC let me down. No, I'm just joking. But no, I wasn't able to get one. What it do? Blades and Fades, much love and respect. Where's Blades and Fades? Oh, there he is. Blades and Fades. Shout out to Blades and Fades, another channel. Go and follow his channel as well. You missed my super free chat. What steel? I'm on the fence about a few. What steel for what? I don't see no super chat. My super free chat. I'm guessing it's a free chat. Okay, what steel? I'm on the fence about a few. You asking me what steel should you get? Depends on what you want. I mean, Crewwear. Crewwear's a great steel. You never can go wrong with Crewwear. I say there's a few steels that, in my opinion, you really can't go wrong with. Now, the one way you could go wrong with maybe some is corrosion wise, but if you're not worried about corrosion, then your gates are opened up to a lot of steels. Now, if you're worried about corrosion, 14C28N's a great steel. Crewwear's a great steel. Crewwear, you're not going to get probably the best corrosion resistance. I think it's fine, but it's not going to be the best. But yeah, I love those steels. Now, if you're not worried about corrosion, I said K390. That's another great one. But you're only going to find both of those through either custom makers or Spyderco. If you want to open up the horizon a little bit, 4V's really good. M4's really good. like I said, 14C. You can find that through a lot of companies right now. It's a mid-grade steel, a budget to mid-grade steel, so you can get it for a good price, but it's a really good steel. But yeah, those are really good. I mean, 20 CV and M390s all over the place. You really can't go wrong with that steel, to be honest. S30V, phenomenal steel. Now I would say watch out for M390 or 20 CV from any super budget knives, like anything that's like not from a reputable company. Like if it's just some random letters put together to make a name, like GYX23 pocket knife, don't get it. Make sure the company at least has a name. Yeah, I'm in need of a self-defense weapon besides myself that won't kill or maim like a knife or firearm, if that's what's needed. So I would say go, and personally, my opinion, you can get a lot just right online. Just if you don't have that much money, right? If you only have 20-30 bucks. I showed a knife earlier today on that Amazon purchase one. It's 20 bucks, and it's a self-defense knife right here. I don't like the sheath. You know, it's just a claw, but if you want to get serious and you want to spend a little bit more money, I would say contact one of the custom makers in the US. You can get a great knife for a great deal. Like you can talk to Tactical Everyday Dad. What the hell's it called? Was it TKL Knives? TKL Knives does he has a whole pile of self-defense knives, really good sheaths. These are really good. He does these without the ring or with the ring. This is double-edged. But there's a lot of good makers in the US that make good fixed blades. Now, if you're looking for a folder, just about anything will work for, folder wise. Just pick a good knife. I'd say pick a good knife as a tool because that's the one you'll carry. Just make sure the blade shape will work for both. If you had to buy a sharpening system like we or TS Prof, what would you choose? TS Prof. And I think you meant work sharp. Zachariah with the 5 bones. I'm talking about for the Manix 2. Seen it in like 6 different steels. How's the Spy 27? The Spy 27 is good. The Manix 2 is a phenomenal knife all the way around. I think the knife is one of the best and most recommendable work knives, like tools, like for a one and done EDC knife. They really don't come in any bad steel. I think the worst steel it comes in is what, BD1N? Am I right about that? I think so, which is somewhat of a mid-grade steel. So really all their steels are going to be good. Now, S110V, that might be a little too crazy for you because it's all edge retention, no toughness. So that's probably not the best for everybody, but every other steel that it comes in is pretty much good for everybody. I haven't had a ton of Spy 27, but I've seen a lot of the tests, and it's a good steel. We actually just talked about Nitro V. Nitro V's, I love Nitro V. I've got a ton of it. Great steel. I actually just watched an old cut test from Cedric and Ada. 350 cuts of rope, and that was on like somewhat of the lower end of what it does. Or wait, yeah, I think that's what it was. Anyways, and it was still really sharp, and that was oh no, wait, no, I think he was saying that was a good result. Anyways, that's the result it got, regardless of what I remember about it. I remember it was 350 cuts of rope. And it was still sharp. Could have been stropped and it would have came right back. But Nitro V is amazing steel. Tactical flashlights are good. Bind them, then temple them. I like that idea. See, that's under the impression that you're going to be in the dark, first of all. So I'd say prepare for everything. But yeah, being blinded in the dark by a super bright flashlight fucks you up. I've had it done to me a bunch of times. But yeah, when you're in a dark area, because what happens is your eyes adjust to the darkness, so your eyes are not prepared for 1,500 lumens to the eyeball. So when you get hit with that, and then when it turns off, you're still blind. Like it's kind of like looking into the sun for 5 minutes, and now you look around, all you can see is the sun. All right, so the same thing happens. So while it's in your eyes, you're blinded, and then you can't see the person. That's what's cool about it. So like, if I hit you with this, right, in the dark, when I hit you with it, you can't see me, but I can see you. So you're blind. I can see perfectly. So you don't know what I got, right? You don't know what I got at all. And it's like, they think you got a gun. They don't know. But also when you turn it off, they still can't see for like 30 seconds. I think that's what the time is when you get blinded in the dark. So that's always a good thing. But be prepared for light in daytime. I'd say that's when majority of things happen. I like them, but a bit bulky for concealed carry. Oh, you got your Abyss arriving on Monday? Hell yeah, that's badass. So I'm gonna do. I told you guys did you guys haven't seen that video yet? Never mind, I can't show you this. Shit, I almost just gave myself away. I used those in Afghanistan from a contractor. I don't know. You guys are talking all kinds of shit now. Just so you guys know, I know because I got so many comments of people asking me to buy mine. So they're back for sale now. The Kaiser original is linked down in the description. I like this little sucker, man. Such a solid little knife. The sound. This one's the gunmetal gray. That's what I got linked down in the description. What was it? 154 cm. Solid aluminum handles. That's what's great about it. So the liners are only right here. So everything else is solid aluminum. So it feels really, really solid. There's no flex to it. Mine's been rock solid. Both of mine. I had 3 of them at one time, but I gave one away. Super duper smooth. The button, it feels, at least on my 2 examples, all 3 of the ones I had, it's a very comfortable knife to unlock. This button is just super soft, no stick. These aren't mine. I can't promise that yours won't have stick, but none of mine had stick. Perfect size, deep carry inset clip. Super solid little knife, man. Great knife. And they come in 3 different colors. I think the only one I can link is the gunmetal one, but that's the most popular one, though, I think. Remind you of the Altus? Yeah, kind of, but it's far different. Like, getting them both in hand, completely different. Because of the aluminum, metal, or not metal, but scales completely change a knife. Just like when you take, like, say, your PM2 or any knife you have and you upgrade it from G10 to titanium, now it completely feels like a different knife. That's the way this is. It has that aluminum feel that's really solid, great weight to it without being heavy or anything like that. Nice metallic feel, the sound of it. Stupid smooth, like ridiculously smooth, which the Altus is too. The Altus is really good, but that feels more premium for sure. It just does, metal scales do that. Jared, what's your thoughts on the crawler? I didn't like it. I did not like it. I didn't think I did a whole review on it. You can go watch it. I actually kind of beat it up a little bit in the review. I don't regret anything I said. I meant everything I said in it, but if you want to go watch it, just prepare to have your dreams crushed, as I went in on it kind of bad. It just doesn't make sense. So, but I understand it. It's kind of a novelty knife, right? And for that reason, if you're getting it for a novelty knife, and just cutting simple things every now and then get it. It's solid. It's a solid knife. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like the geometry for the handle, like all those little details just don't make sense to me. It's super thick, and like the blade is super robust, and then the ergos are not super comfortable to support the blade geometry. So if you're gonna have super thick geometry of a blade, you better have a comfortable grip, right? It's like you don't put a fixed blade geometry on, a little tiny handle. And I'm not saying it has a little tiny handle, but I'm saying that's something you wouldn't do. Well, that's kind of how I felt there. Like the handle just does not feel comfortable enough to support the geometry. And they used a steel, of which is great for edge retention and things like that. So why did they go with super tough, thick geometry for like what you would think for like an outdoors knife or something like that? You know what I mean? Like just all those details together just didn't make sense to me. So, but the knife, as in like quality, was great. It was a super quality knife. I'm a very big muscle guy, so medium or large based on actual size or carry. Cue ball, love that. Tough girl, huh? Anybody here try to redo the heat anodizing on Damascus before? I'm actually getting ready to do some. I'm gonna redo this one. So it's looking dull right here. Shout out to Mr. Amazing because he's the one who got me this. And I fucking love it. The sheep's foot blade. The sheep's foot blade totally made the XM18 Skinny one of my favorite all-time knives. I absolutely love it. When I was talking to Scab that day, and he was asking me the one and done knife, I don't know why I didn't think of that one. And he wasn't saying like one and done for your collection. Like he was saying like, what's the knife that if you just grab, walk out of the door. And I did name knives for that reason, but I should have mentioned that one too, because that's definitely one on that list. But this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip the ano with some I can't think. Winx rust remover. I'm going to strip it, and then I'm going to shine it up a bit, polish it up, and then I'm going to heat anodize it. Super easy. I read that one. All right, make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I don't think I did. Let me know if I miss any super chats, guys, because this thing is jumpy. It's jumpy. Yes, Winx. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, can you elaborate on a redo? I will set aside my mat and start on it. Mine's a TS85 all day, every day. Just love it for some reason. Yeah, I got a lot of knives that I just, I have such a big collection. I got to start getting rid of knives soon. Like my collection is entirely way too fucking big right now. Like entirely way too big. I don't even deserve as many knives as I have right now. Like it doesn't even make sense. Not even on a YouTube standpoint. Like I literally have a whole cube right there. You guys can't see it, but it's all boxes of knives. And then that's not including all these shelves are full of knives. I got an entire thing right here. Like most of them are all budget knives, because I get them for the channel, but entirely way too many right now. So, but I got a lot of really good ones though, you know, and those really good ones, it makes it to where you're like, you know, I have so many good ones that are just like, man, that is like a knife you don't want to get rid of. That's the one thing that sucks about having, like, when you have a lot of great knives. Not, I guess I'm not going to talk like that. It doesn't suck. The one thing that's really cool is that you have so many so many knives that it could be like a top 5. So it's like, how do you choose a top 5 when you have 30 knives that could go on, that could be a top 5? Do you know what I mean? Like, you could literally just, you know, like reach over and grab a knife that would go in a top 5. And it's so difficult to do videos like that. That's why when people ask me, what's your favorite knife? I laugh. It's like, for what? And then it's like, you know, don't narrow it down that much. At least give me a top 20. If you can give me a top 20, I might be able to give you something. But giving you one knife, just one answer, fuck. Jared, how's the foot doing? So when are you going to feel well enough to go feed the turtles? Well, I tried and it wound up fucking me up. So I'm walking. So I'm gonna be walking around tomorrow. I've been taking it easy because I did try to go and walk to the turtles with my lovely wife Kara. And I did, and I was pretty good, but afterwards, like, it fucked me up pretty bad for like the next 2 days. So I haven't done that, but it's been a few days since then, and I've been walking, just like little walks. I've been basically just doing the channel, doing editing, and then laying down. And I did work out one day, but I didn't have to walk doing that. So I've been really good with it. My stitches should have been out today, so I'll probably be pulling them out tomorrow. Tomorrow or the next day. So it's healing well, though. It's healing very, very good. I'm about to be back in serious action really, really soon. Giveaway right now, Jared. You can get rid of one right now. I could, couldn't I? I could. Which is your favorite child? I actually have an answer for that. I actually have a great answer for that. My favorite child is the Fairchild. Name another knife with child in its name. This is such a badass knife. And he is going to make a smaller version of this. By the way, guys, in that video, I said I'd make this right. In that video of the Mr. designs, I said, and I could have swore it was, so I did not mistaken my words. I literally thought it was. Those inlays are all titanium. I could, like, feeling it, it felt like a G10 inlay. It was machined titanium. That machining was that good that it simulated G10. Since it had a ring around it, and then the ring around the G10, the fake G10, the titanium, I thought it was a G10 inlay, and he corrected me, and I was like, "What? Like, that's titanium?" It's so crazy how good it is that it simulates G10 that well. So that was my mistake. It is actually solid titanium, no G10 inlay. What do you guys think? Wait. What do you guys do with all the knives? You can only cut so many things. I'm bitten too much. I'm bitten too, but newer 10 folders and 15 fixed so far. So I have to do them for the channel. I use them for the channel. So I have like knives that are like my collection that I love that I'll never get rid of. And then I have knives for videos because I have to be able to do, like, how can I do a top 10 budget knife video if I don't have all the best budget knives? How can I do the best affordable knives if I don't have all the great affordable knives? How can I, you know what I mean? Like, so because my channel evolves around being able to show people the best things that they can get knife related wise, I like having a big knife collection. But I got doubles and triples of so many things. And usually I wind up giving them away for that reason, especially when I have 2 of them. But yeah, I just keep collecting and eventually trade, sell. Usually fucking keep stacking them, but I like to give a lot away. I give them away on page. Oh shit. I forgot to do that damn. It'll be up tomorrow, guys. The patron video. I forgot to upload it. I got backed up yesterday on the channel. I couldn't, for some reason, if you guys noticed yesterday, my second video never went up. I couldn't get it to go up. I was having problems. So I didn't get the patron video up. Today I got the one video up, and so I'm backed up like basically like 24 hours. So anyways, but no, I normally give a lot of them away. Wait. Fuck it. Give away 10 knives right now. No balls. You got no balls, man. That's hilarious. We could do a giveaway. We might be able to do a giveaway. I got one right now. Actually, you know what? I got a good one I could give to you guys. Maybe. Well, I'll think about it. Let me think about it. Because it is a good one, and I like it a lot, but I do have technically two of them. We got to do, oh, shit. I forgot to grab that strap. I was going to talk about the denim stropping, but I didn't grab it. What'd you guys think about that crazy Amazon video? So I'm going to do another one. I have more knives coming. Some of them are better, though, and then some of them, I don't know. We'll find out. But I'm thinking about doing those again, but this time I'm not going to open them up at all. I'm not, like, I have one right now. I have not opened it up or nothing like that. I'm going to save them until they're all here. So when I do the next Amazon video, you guys are going to see everything, like every first impressions, like the one I did earlier today, the one you guys seen earlier today with the knife ring, with the, damn it, the self-defense knife ring. Look at that. Come on, focus. Bang. I already had unboxed them and looked at them and then did the video. So you guys are getting like the second, reaction or whatever. This next time, I'm doing it 100% right on camera because I feel like I lose that, the goofiness in seeing them for the first time. Like, like when I seen this ring for the first time, it was hilarious because I never seen anything like that. And it's so goofy and dumb. Not dumb, but yeah, dumb. So, next time I'm going to catch it all on camera. Antimatter with the 10 bones. Hey, Jared, how was the detent on your concept Fenrir? Out of the box, mine is stiff as hell. Did you adjust yours? It is an awesome knife, though. Mine's good. I mean, it's strong, but it's not too strong at all. Like, I can easily front flip it. If it's too strong, the front flip will be difficult. Let's move this. I mean, I can easily reverse flick it, but no, I did not adjust mine at all. And it's a good detent, though. Nice and solid. So I think that's just a matter of opinion. I can do this. So that says a lot. I can do this one. So if yours is too strong for that, or, for your preference, then yeah, loosen it up a little bit. It does have, oh no, it doesn't have an over travel stop. So you could easily tune yours. All you got to do, take this side of the pivot out. You know what? It might be on this side, but you have to take the micarta scale off. There's no over travel stop once you take off. Once you take off the micarta, you can just bend it. Just bend it a little bit this way, that way. And not too much, though. Just give it a little tiny bit of bend and then put it back together and see how it is. Dumb. You dummy. Hawaii knife and gears in the house. Maybe good for scratching your nuts. Shout out to Hawaii Knife and Gear. If you guys want to get knives with koa wood on them, and possibly you can go follow his channel as well. He does have a YouTube channel, but he makes scales, knife scales, and different things out of koa wood from Hawaii. You guys can find him on Hawaii Knife and Gear on Instagram. No way I can reverse flick it. You talking about the ring knife? Oh, you're talking about this thing. Oh, I was thinking of the ring knife. Like, nope, you can't. Okay, if you can't reverse flick it and you're good at reverse flicking, then yeah, you got to loosen it up a little bit. Also, you know, it might just need to break in a bit. Let me see something. Yeah, I'm not getting any. I do notice one thing. Maybe not. I'm wondering if I put pressure down here, if it's affecting the lock bar at all, but I don't think it is. Yeah, you just might have to loosen it just a little bit. Take a little pressure off of it. The dumb was for the ring knife. Well, of course it's dumb. But, you know, I seen it on Amazon. I thought it'd be funny to react to it. I never seen nothing like that before. It's just goofy. You know, it's just fun. Fun and dumb. I'll probably wind up putting it on and punching a watermelon or something and breaking it. Watch, the blade goes back into my hand. Did you test that CIVIVI semi-folder tactical knife that came out? Yes, I have been testing it. I actually would have been ready for the review if it wasn't for my foot. But yeah, I have been testing it. I actually kind of fucked it up. Not saying it's not tough. It's really, really tough. The lock is held up, but I was using it as a throwing knife. I bent the tip, but I'm going to do a full video on it. Hi, Jared. How do you give a button lock a stronger detent? Stretch the spring. Take the spring out. So when you open it up, there's a spring right there. Take the spring out. Don't stretch it too far, but give it a good stretching and then put it back in there. And it'll be tighter. So then it'll put pressure on the plunge, giving it a stronger detent. Replace them too. They're pretty easy to replace. There's like tie connectors. If you guys don't know about tie connectors sells button lock parts and other knife parts. So if you guys are needing stop pins or detent balls or bearings or springs for button locks, even the actual button itself, they sell all that stuff. Whether you got to find the parts that fit, but you can do it if you know how to measure shit. These are both great button locks. Small, compact button locks. This thing, man, has a nice stiff detent. I love it. In a good way, though. Not like overly stiff. This one, too. This one's actually a little bit lighter, I think. Maybe it's just older because I have flicked it a lot. Hey, Steel Forged in Fire. What's up, brother? Another channel. Go and follow his content as well. I had somebody the other day asked me if I had any sword videos. I said, nope, but I know someone who does. And I was thinking about having you come on. I don't know if you'll be down for it, but I seen that video you did the other day on Instagram, and you were going through the different kinds of swords and like what makes this sword different from this sword. And there was so much information. I didn't understand a word you said, to be honest. Not a word. But I thought about, man, that'd be cool to come on live and show everybody, you know, like the different types and different kinds or what this means and that means. But yeah, I think this one might be just a little bit more broken in because it's still really good detent, but this one is, maybe it's not stiffer. I don't know. The reverse flick feels stiffer, but the flip does not feel stiffer. Feels about the same. They did a good job on those. Jared, what's your favorite Warney blade? I can give you a top 10. I'll tell you one right off the top of my head that I love. And I have two of them. My double thumb stud version is my favorite one, but I love the Convict. Love the Convict. My double thumb stud version is the one I love. This one, I'm going to have to get rid of this one because I got my double thumb stud one, and I love it so much. I don't really need this one. And the double thumb stud version has a choil. This one's the older version with only a single stud, and it doesn't have the choil. So The new one, and the new one has less screws too. Metallica, the Doom knife ring with the 2 bones. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. But if you mean like just like blade shape, Warncliffe, or if you meant knife, I don't know. Jared, did you scoop the Asher Douglas last night? No, man. I think I got to it earlier. I went to go look for it and it wasn't there. And so I thought I missed it, but I got there early. Maybe I don't know. I might have fucked up because I seen people talking about it. I went to the link, didn't see it there. So I don't know. I think something happened right after that. And I wound up getting tied up. So I don't know. Are they still available? Give that one away. Give this one away. Man, this is like a $200 knife, man. Like 200 bones. Kara is hiding from her live stream stalkers. Yeah, she's not feeling hot. No, sold out. Of course it is. Why does your voice sound like that? Speech impediment? No speech impediment. I mean, if I got one, I don't know about it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe I do. Maybe I got one and don't even know it. This whole time I've had a speech impediment and didn't even know it. Why? Oh, that same one. I like the new flipper bike concept. Which one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do too. This one. Yeah, this thing's badass. Entity. Yeah, this thing's awesome, man. I like this one a lot. Really comfortable in the hand. That little scoop right there works out great. You can really squeeze up. Great action, great blade shape. I like how they have 2 different blade shapes for it too. So they have the clip point, the straight clip point with a full flat, and then this one with the saber grind, the drop point with the saber. Jared, you tried Northwest Knife Guy? I don't think I have. I don't think I've tried them. It's the Chicago accent. I get it all the time, brother. I'm sure. Making me start thinking for a second. What are your top 3 slip joints? So, the Tactile Bear, that's one. The Jack Wolf knives, especially the most recent one with the sheep's foot, I think is fire. But all of Jack Wolf knives are great. But I like the Warncliffe and I like the sheep's foot the best right now, hands down. And then I'd have to think about the third one. It'd probably be another Jack Wolf's. But, I do have this one that's really good. My Tucson. Listen to this thing. Best walk and talk ever. This is the best walk and talk I've ever heard. M390. Bone. Spear point. Thick geometry, though. It is robust. Thin behind the edge. Beautiful choil. Great example of a slippy. Titanium, too. Titanium and bone. But I have this other one. Hey, wiggly, wiggly do. Bigger / smaller angles. Better on hard, soft steels. Sorry, guys. Yes. So if it's gonna be a softer steel, low angle is gonna. Excuse me, my ears pop. The low angle is going to roll if it's super soft. So like, it depends on what level of softness you're talking about. If it's super soft, a low angle will roll. very, very easily, especially if it's on, certain steels. But you can convex it to prevent that. So if you want a low angle and it's a soft steel, convex it or at a micro bevel. Both of those things will help it not. But what'll happen is, yeah, your edge will roll. It won't chip, it'll roll. So that's one way you'll know. You won't get any micro chipping or anything. It'll just roll. This is another good one. Now, I did not know that, who was it? The guy from Monterey Bay Knives designed this. But he didn't wind up doing it, and the knife company wound up doing it, Trivisa. So this is M390 steel. They come in wood and bone, titanium bolsters. It has a filed back spacer or back spring. This one's really good. I love how simple it is. That's what I love about it. The pull is really easy, nice pull. Got a half stop, great size, great shape, great geometry. The geometry is nice and thin. This is a fantastic one, and it's easy to close one-handed. Like, the pull is not strong at all. It's probably like a 3, maybe a 4, and then a 4 and a 4. But that's what I love about it, though. I can easily just close it. It's super simple. There's, it's just very basic, but that's what I love about it. And it comes with this sheath right here. I'm not big on the flat, but it does come with it. Ian with the 5 bones. Great to hear you're healing well, Jared. Hope there's no nerve damage for the foot, and hope Kara feels better soon. Love you guys. Love you too, man. Thank you for the best wishes. Yeah, my foot's doing pretty good. I do have nerve damage, of course. I'm gonna, but I'm just gonna continue stretching it out and fighting through it, I guess. What else can I do? But yeah, I can tell there's a little nerve damage. Especially like say if I'm walking and I step on anything with the difference in height, it fucks me up. But I'm gonna get through that. That also has to do with the wound healing. But I can tell when I touch it and things like that. I can feel where it's not feeling normal and it's numb, and I feel it in other places. So I'll be all right though. It's gonna heal up just fine, and I'll be back in action, like full action, really soon. I'm walking now, slowly, but I'm walking. Limping, but walking. But soon I'll be fucking running soon. Miles, maybe not miles, but feet for sure. Trivisa has impressed me. So glad you picked some up. Great prices too. That blade shape reminds me of the Keen. Yeah, it does. You're right. It does. It absolutely does. It's just like the Keen, just not as broad, for sure. But yeah, no, it's a great little knife, and Trivisa does do a really good job. Great prices too, because like this thing for the materials, and this thing comes in multiple different blade shapes and materials. So they're all titanium and M390, but you got the clip point, you have the bone, and then the wood. I think there might be another blade shape. I think there might be 2 different clip points. I'm not positive on that. Jared, how was the feedback on diamond plates versus something like Arkansas stones? I'm thinking about picking up the diamond you recommend in your step-by-step video, but never use diamond plates. Yes, get diamond plates. So this is the thing. Arkansas are great if you're never going to go above a budget steel. So if you're only going to do budget steels, Arkansas are great. I love Arkansas stones. I have tons of them. They when you start getting to the translucents and stuff, they're expensive, but they're great. They're just not good for anything high carbide or, any premium steels, even mid-grade steels. I'm not a big fan. Do they work? Yes, they work. on mid-grade steels. The problem is once you start getting to high carbide steels, they don't sharpen carbides. They can't. It cannot sharpen the carbide. So what it does is it removes all the steel around the carbide, exposing the carbide until it shatters. Then once it shatters, you have pieces of carbide falling out of your edge, and then you think it's microchipping. Diamonds don't do that. Diamonds sharpen the carbides. So diamonds, that's what you want. You want diamonds, especially if you're gonna. We're not dealing with the same steels like we used to, right? Today's steels need diamonds. Sharpen them with diamonds. So yes, the ultra sharp diamond plates, I linked them in a lot of videos, including that step-by-step, the 2x6s. You can get 3 plates, the 300, the 600, and the 1200 for like $55. That's a hell of a deal. And those are really good diamond plates. Like, they're not cheap quality diamond plates. They're really, really good. They're single-sided. They last for a long time. Now you can get the 3x8s, and that's even better. But those are like $138 or something like that. But they're a lot bigger. So if you want them to last longer and be bigger, so you can work on bigger blades and everything else, get the 3x8s. And if you want the link, I'll get it for you. But the 2x6s are just fine. You can sharpen. I still sharpen on them, so they're just fine. If you don't want to spend the money, get the 2x6s. They're plenty big. They're about this big, so you can still do full size knives. What up, knife fam? What's up, Jim Q? Holy cow! Patrick Olson with the 25 bones, man. Thank you. Thanks for the video. Not a problem, man. Thank you for the donation. Holy cow, man. Thank you. I appreciate it so much, man. You guys have no idea, man. The donations massively, massively help the channel. It greatly benefits everything I do here. I'm able to do all of this because of you guys, so thank you. It gets better, brother. I've done major damage to my feet before. Just stay positive like that, and you're gonna be top notch again. Thank you, man. Yeah, I definitely keep myself in a good mind frame. I think so many things are conquered with your mind. Everything is conquered with your mind. If you let your mind get defeated, you're already defeated. So you can't let that happen. That is like the number one thing to lose a battle on anything. And that means everything. It's just weird, man, that once you start doubting yourself, or I call it mental talk. So you want to use, and I strongly encourage everybody to do this. So your mind, when you walk around and you do things, your brain is always talking to you. You're always thinking of things, right? And the way you talk to yourself is so important. So, like, say if let's use it as in exercise wise or food wise, right? Let's just do food, right? If every time you see something that you shouldn't eat and you tell yourself poison, right? Or tell yourself that's not good for you, don't do that, right? Just continue talking to yourself like that. You'll stop doing that shit. Or if, like, instead of like, if you have to work out or something like that, and you can use this for anything, I don't care what it is, build yourself up, start calling yourself a monster, start telling yourself how tough you are and how you could take on the world and you can do anything and nothing could stop you and stuff like that. Start talking to yourself like that, then you'll be guaranteed to get up and start doing it because you feel powerful. But if you start telling yourself like, oh man, I'm so sore today, I'm tired, I don't feel like it, oh, I gotta do that, like, but I want to do this other thing, or man, I'm so comfortable, like, whatever, like, your brain starts talking to yourself like that, it just convinces you into being a bitch. So don't let that happen. Let your brain always use good mental talk to yourself, and you'll always be I want to say badass, but you'll always be trying to conquer things. And then when heavy shit hits you, you use that same mental talk to get yourself out of it, and it works so good, man. Your mental talk is so important. Gary with the 2 bones. How come you never have to pee during live streams? Who says I don't? Mental talk, brother. No, I usually go right before. I'm a big boy. I start like that sometimes and tell myself, don't be a pussy and go do that. Right. Right. Yeah, I do that constantly. Constantly. Even like in the mornings, like early mornings and things. Like it's the one thing that's been tough for me is I have not been getting up as early as I normally do. Normally, I get up early, like early. Like I've done like more things than most people have done before they wake up. But I haven't done that lately because the more sleep I get, the better my foot will heal. And I know that. So I don't want to be putting more hours on my foot, right? So I've been getting up a lot later and a lot slower, which is going to be stopping here very soon. But normally my mind, the reason why I get up so early is because my mind is yelling at me all morning. All morning. Get up, bitch. Like, why are you laying around? You know how much shit you could be doing? You're not doing anything. Why are you being so lazy? Like, my mind is just constantly doing that to myself. So it makes me get up. Like, and lately I've had to control that, you know, and tell myself, no, relax. You need to heal, settle down, you know, and you know, I know better, but usually it's the opposite way. Usually it's the opposite way. You got to get your mind to talk to you good, talk to you healthy, even with little things, man. Even like the little details. You know, when you're talking healthy to yourself and good to yourself, it changes the way you speak to people, changes the way you let people speak to you, and it makes you more powerful. Bees is in here? No, Bees ain't in here. He don't ever come in here no more. Zero says I twisted my foot in a mosh pit and it's taking forever to heal 100%. Lots of little bones and ligaments in the foot. I got my nose broke one time in a mosh pit. Completely shattered. Completely shattered. I was bleeding like a cut pig. It was bad. It was real bad. He got a bucket under the yeah, I just whip it out and pee. You guys haven't seen me peeing this whole time? Oh, that's hilarious. People think it's always themselves doing the talking in their head. That's how your ego fools you. People think it's always themselves doing the talking in their head. That's how your ego fools you. See, I think it's good to have an ego. I think it's good to have an ego. I think it's good to have all those things. I think you just have to have good mental talk. And I think people don't realize how negative they are to themselves and how little they think about themselves. And that's a lot of times people will fail because of that same reason. You know, it's because of their mental talk. And if they just, the same exact person, if they just changed the way they talk to themselves in their mind, I guarantee their patterns would change, their life would change. It's such a massive thing. It's like, put it this way. Do you guys know who David Goggins is? If your brain sounded like David Goggins always, think about that. Or, and I could talk about somebody, I'm not going to talk negative about somebody, but think about the exact opposite of that. Right? If you sounded like David Goggins all day in your fucking head, think about the shit you get done. Versus, you know, talking like a bitch to yourself all day. Completely different story, right? Yeah, Navy SEAL. Yeah. Everyone has an ego. Most don't know. I think sometimes there's a healthy level of ego. Confidence is great, but it's not good to think you're something when you're nothing. Being humble is of most importance. Well, I think being humble comes with that comes with experience. You know, being humble comes with experience and living life and, you know, being challenged and things like that. I think that is going to be natural. I'm not saying there aren't going to be people that do things the wrong way or take things the wrong way, but most people that bust their ass, work hard, and do things right, and talk to themselves in a positive way in their mind, that they're not going to go. They're not going to go to the extreme, right? They're going to find that balance, and there's a balance with everything, right? But there's also, my biggest fear is the opposite. So I would way rather be to the extreme of one side than the other side. Always. Kirk Emerson with the 10 bones. Thank you, man. Wow. 179,000 subs. That's amazing for this genre of channel and in such short time. What do you think you're doing right? What about doing another EDC item besides knives? So, one, thank you guys for getting us to, we're about to hit 180,000. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you guys. What do I think I'm doing right? I'll answer that right after I answer about the other stuff. Yes, I am going to start pushing other stuff on the channel. Not in an extreme way. It's going to be 98% knives, but I do have some other videos coming up soon. You guys know I have my fragrance video coming up soon. I got a bag video coming up soon. I got a boots video, a couple boots videos coming up soon. I got some USA made EDC carry stuff coming up soon. And a lot of the videos, I'm going to start incorporating them with a lot of use. So like instead of just doing like say just doing a first impressions on the tabletop, I'm gonna do the first impressions while I'm doing some of the stuff. So like you'll see me actually beating on knives and doing stuff, but while I'm talking. So it's not like you're gonna get any of the talking differently. It's gonna be all incorporated into the same amount of time, same everything, but it'll be a better experience. So I had all these plans for the channel, but when I injured my foot, it makes it impossible, right? I have to be able to walk for that. So that's coming soon. And I have some other badass videos that I've had planned for since before I hurt my foot to do. Next thing, what do I think I did right on the channel? I think I was very consistent. I think I looked at it differently than a lot of people. I think that's the one thing. I think I did. I always strived for just trying to do better and be better. You know, I think that that's important. And my mental talk, and I think that was a lot of it because it kept me on, you know, consistent. It kept me trying different things and learning different things and pushing the limits of what I could do, because when I started, I didn't know how to even run a computer. So I've definitely went a long way, especially of learning. But that's what it takes, man. And also learning what people want. And I am planning on starting up another channel, completely different than this one. Eventually, it's just going to be, you know, a fun little hobby for a while, but and it won't take any time out of this one. It's just going to be a little, you know, a little hobby one. Hopefully, eventually turns into something. If not, it'll be fun either way. It's something I want to do, but besides that, though, and I do the same thing everybody else does. I just do little details differently, like. And I'll tell anybody everything, right? Like, so, like one thing, your description, the top of your description, you got to talk to the algorithm, right? So everybody thinks that you're supposed to describe your video in the description. No, you need to tell the algorithm where to place your video. So this is a huge thing, a huge thing. So anybody who has a channel, listen to me. Your description should reflect you talking to Google, right? So like, obviously say it in a way that if people read it, they're reading it kind of about the video, but use the keywords that tell Google where to put this video in the algorithm. Okay. So like, knives, right? Like, let's say I'm doing a camping knife and I'm just shitting things out of my mind right now. Right. So if I have a camping knife, I'm going to tag lots of things like, tactical knife, camping knife, camping, and I'm going to say this multiple times, fixed blade, EDC knife, you know, things like that, but in multiple different times in that same little description. And then in my tags, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use those same tags. So now the tags match the description. Now Google knows exactly where to put your video. Google and YouTube are the same thing. So how does Google know where to put your video? Like, say, why would they put that in front of 10,000 people when they don't even know who it's for, right? They just because your name says fixed blade in it, that doesn't mean anything to them. So you want all the things to reflect, you know, like obviously catchy because the title and the thumbnails for the people. So the title and the thumbnail is for the people. The description and the tags are for the algorithm. And you got to think like that. If you can think like that, you can make any video go viral. Not any video, but you can make videos go viral. And then you just got to pay attention to your audience, what they want, and also try to get yourself up into a certain percentage of a CTR rating, click-through ratio. You got to get people to click and watch. Just like you don't want to get people bored. If people are bored, they click off, and then YouTube says, they don't like this video. They're not watching more than this much time. And if they notice a pattern, they'll stop spreading your shit. So, hey, there he is. There's Justin. Shout out to OCD for EDC. Go and follow his channel. And also go check out his website. He has a website, OCD for EDC. He sells a lot of shit on there. Neeves, would you ever consider doing an addiction support channel? Your tone and charisma, I think, would affect a lot of people. I thought, well, no, yes and no. So I would do it differently. I probably wouldn't do it specifically on that, but maybe something a little different, you know. But I would definitely, the channel that I want to start definitely has a reflection into that, but it's not necessarily just for that reason. I think anybody could, I want to make it more broad to where anybody could relate more so. But yes, I do plan on doing something like that, but it's going to be more, you guys will see. I'll definitely shout it out soon. What's up, man? We just got done with our dinner at Fat Man's. Oh shit, he's at Fat Man's. So he's not far from me right now, guys. We're gonna get together tomorrow, possibly the next day. So hopefully you guys will be seeing some content from us. But yeah, I've had a lot of nights in Fat Man's. A lot of nights in Fat Man's. It's been a long time, but I've definitely spent a lot of days in Fat Man's. There's actually 2 of them. I know which one you're at right now. Very cool. What? Having your girl beat your ass would be hard to take, huh? The non-sexual way. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I'm semi-interested, though. Oh, man. I like Shine, Trigger, Iron Fist, No Class, and Killed by Death. Sounds like a bunch of movies. I want a Kara gaming channel. Yeah. I don't know. She thought about it, but I don't know. Jared, how do you feel about guys in the chat disrespecting your wife? It's the internet, man. They're not disrespecting her. They don't see this. You gotta understand, it's the internet, right? The internet. If you get insulted by somebody being a dumbass, then that's your fault. You're an idiot because trust me. When people act like that, all you do is think about what they look like. That's it. Think about where they're at and what they're doing. Right? They could be 12 years old jerking off in a recliner, right? You don't know. So why do you care what they say or think? If you start caring about what those people think, then you shouldn't be on the internet. And it doesn't do them any justice, trust me. They would never say it to my face. And I know that for a fact. So it doesn't bother me a bit. Not even like a fraction of a bit. So, and Karen knows, like, we've already had this discussion about stuff like that. So we know how to take things and what to respond to and what not to. None of it bothers me. Not even a little bit. Michael, thank you for the, man, 20 bones, man. Thank you, man. Just sending you a hearty thank you. Hearty thank you, man, for all the the continued great content. Keep it up, buddy. Man, thank you so much. Holy cow, man. 20 bones. Man, thank you, man. Michael, you are awesome. And I do appreciate it. You guys have no idea how much the donations help this channel. Jared is a stand-up guy and my best friend. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate that. Posted my first short of cats playing with my paracord cat toy. Man, those cat videos, they'll get you, man. Those things can go viral really quick. Any animal videos can do really good in the algorithm, especially through shorts. You just the problem is you can't make any money off of shorts if you wanted to do it to make money. You're just having fun. But if you're doing it any type of revenue type of way, you use shorts for a different way. You would use shorts to get attention, which is a good thing to do. So I do them for sure. I also use them for links. 17, mentally 14, and flipping a battle song in my rolling chair. There you go. Bang, bang. Just acid wash, then stone wash my pair of 3 blades. So easy. Yes, it is. When you realize how easy that stuff is, some of those things, man, why wouldn't you just do it yourself when you know how easy it is? But I still do recommend anytime you do any type of mod job, practice first on something else, because there's always going to be one thing that you didn't take into consideration, even though you've seen the directions 100 times. There's going to be one little thing, like a little detail that's like, damn it, man, if I would have just did this one little thing a tiny bit differently. So always practice on a knife, then do the knife you want to do. Jared, how can you see me in my recliner naked with Cheetos? You guys didn't know this camera's 2 ways. I can see every single one of you guys. I'm not sure what's going on, but the video's frozen on my end. Chat is still moving, though. It must be you. It's probably the internet at where you're at, because nobody else is saying anything. Just back out and come back in if you can hear me. Yes, you're always fair game on the internet. You put yourself out there. That's why, like, if you guys didn't notice, the other day when my mom showed up, you guys notice I clicked off? I didn't allow you guys to see my mother. You know, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to expose my mother to the internet because I know she doesn't understand. It's different, right? Me and Kara, I can protect Kara. Kara's right next to me. You know, my mother's different. I'm not going to expose her to it. So it's different. Kirk with the 2 bones. Jared's an animal. Maybe that's why 180 G subs. Thank you, Kirk. I appreciate it so much. 2 bones. Now I'm back in. What the fuck? Yeah, it must have been just you. Everybody else seemed cool. I'm guessing it's your internet. You know, sometimes when I go to the hotels, sometimes you can actually pay for better internet. Sometimes. I practice acid etching and stone washing on the war strip. Perfect one to practice on. Excuse me, perfect one. In that case, Jared, I'm going to put my balls on the screen. That's hilarious. Well, you got to get them comfortable some way. I know. I'm just trying to catch up, man. I'm just trying to catch up. I'm looking for some tips. Looking for them tips. What time is it? 9:04. Oh shit, we got to go to story time. You know what though? We skipped a part. We got to go to scent of the day really quick. Hey, any recommendations on helping the drop shut by loosening the pivot screws? Seems hard to find the sweet spot of tight enough but not too tight. So always go all the way tight and then back it out until your action is good, but you don't have any play, right? Always go to that point. Now you're gonna have to let your Loctite set up, so because if you just continue flicking it, the screw will probably back out before it ever dries. Anyways, but depend if you have bearings. Like the biggest thing normally to like drop shutty smooth is your lock bar strength. It's not even the pivot if it's bearings. As long as it's bearings. Now, if it's washers, they need to break in. So what you want to do is you want to grease them up, and then you want to mess with it for a while and let it kind of dry up from use, and then it gets slicker and slicker and slicker and slicker. But with bearings, usually it's lock bar pressure that's slowing it down. So it doesn't matter so much about the pivot. It's more about your lock bar strength. But I don't know what knife it is, so it's difficult for me to say. So scent of the day. Let's talk about scent of the day really quick. Now, technically, the one scent of the day, I'm going to bring up two because I do not recommend this one. Now, I'm going to talk about it just a little bit because I think it's still a good fragrance, but there's something, it's not my style. That's what it is. It's just not for me. So it might be for you guys. So I'm still going to, talk about it a little bit, but it's the YSL ELECTRIQUE. Now there's two different electriques. The other one I'm going to talk about next live, but for this live, it's the YSL ELECTRIQUE. I got a link down in the description. Don't get it though. Well, I would recommend something different, but just in case, if you guys see this fragrance around, I'll let you know what it smells like. So it's a green scent for sure, in my opinion, and almost smells like cool water mixed with like 3 other fragrances. Cool bottle. The sprayer is really good, like good quality. The whole bottle, everything is really good quality. But the scent for me, if you like green scents a lot, you might like it a lot. But it's aromatic, vanilla, fresh spice. Got something on my screen, sorry guys. Herbal, citrus, fruity, lavender, sweet, and amber. There's just too many notes, in my opinion, that kind of work against each other. But I will say, though, the dry down is good. It's just that first blast. There's something about it that's not my style. But it's not bad. It's weird. It's not bad. It's just, it's not for me. But somebody else might really, really like it. Like I said, it's a clean scent. For sure clean. It's not a bad smell. So don't take me wrong. It's herbal, green, definitely a fresher scent. Does have a little bit of citrus, lavender, and fruitiness to it. But that top note, that green note, in my opinion, doesn't work good with the other sweetnesses. So another sweet one that I do recommend, that I did link down in the description, that's very affordable, in my opinion, exceptional because you are for men. Now, the ladies one, I do not recommend. The females one is not good. But for men, the men's one is actually pretty good. It's a sweet, clean scent. That's it. Sweet and clean. It's not like a an expensive smelling smell or anything like that. So I'm not saying it's exceptional, but in my opinion, it's better than that one. It's just a sweeter, clean scent, and that's it. It doesn't last very long or anything like that, but it's not a bad fragrance. I would say it's very versatile, where like you could just like get away with it anywhere. But it's not expensive. It's definitely a clean, good, sweet smell. Now, really quick, because oh no, I didn't link it. Never mind. But that's the one I would get over the other one. But technically, I wouldn't get either one of them and just wait, because I got this top 5 coming, and every single one of those are fucking bangers. I mean, like, I've literally went through about 50 fragrances to find the best, and all 5 of them that are going to be in this top 5 are going to be all heaters. And I mean, like, in my opinion, probably the best fragrances you can get right now. They're going to be amazing. So let's get to story time. All right, so story time. Tri-State's in this bitch. Shout out to Tri-State EDC. Go and follow his channel. Killed breakers, pulled the plastic. They're not talking to me. But shout out to Tri-State EDC. Definitely go and subscribe to his channel as well. What's up, Coleslaw? I like that one. That's your new name now, Cole. What up, Coleslaw? Everybody's got to call him that. Coleslaw. Burberry Touch is excellent. Go to my other than Hawthorne is Versace Pour Home. I got that one. I got the Versace Pour Home. Now, better than that, in my opinion, is Versace Dillon Blue. Versace Dillon Blue, hands down, the best. Versace has a bunch of good fragrances, though, but that one's my favorite, hands down. Now, the reason why is because I figured out that I really like the cardamom from fragrances. It's a type of seed that gives off a spice, not too spicy though, but it does have that spicy smell, almost like apple pie. But when you mix it with other things, it's not like an apple pie smell. It just has that almost that kind of like in the Sauvage, right? If you guys know Dior Sauvage, that has that in there, and that's that spice you smell, right? So that spice is what's the same thing that's in the Dillon Blue. That's really, really good. Sorry, I'm not gonna sit here and keep on going. Some people are probably like, "What are you talking about?" I thought this was a knife channel. I've been called everything. Coleslaw, Colby cheese, cold bucket, E. coli. That's hilarious. Oh man, there should be a service loop in the outlet. If it's a new house, pull it out and you'll have fresh wire. Okay, you guys are talking wire. You guys are talking wire. How you doing? It ain't Tuesday, but how you doing? How you doing? All right, so what'd you say? Will be which Versace? Here, I'll just hook you up right now. It is the best one is, oh man, this stuff is the fucking best, man. You cannot beat this fragrance. And I mean, like, I don't even want to give you guys anything, but this is, in my opinion, one of the best ones you can get. It's definitely going to be in my top 5, hands down. Like, it's just that damn good. And I will link it right now at the top of the chat. Shit. Oh, it's at the top of the chat right now. If you go in the description, it's so good. Like, it's so good. In my opinion, it's even better than, to me personally. Like, if you like the Sauvage, it's better than that, in my opinion. But I would say if you like the Sauvage, you will definitely like that. To me, the Dillon Blue, like I always say, that it almost sounds like it has a black cherry over the top, but it doesn't have any cherry in it. But that's what you get from the things just working together, in my opinion. Anyways, all right, so let's get into, so this was going to be a story about what was it? Oh yeah. So I was going to talk about a story about me and my cousin getting into a fist fight when I was younger, working landscaping. Hopefully he's not in here watching, but anyways, so I was younger and I was working for my cousin. My uncle had owned an excavating business, so my uncle had an excavating, sewer and water, and landscaping, right? So every morning, I'm getting up and going and doing this landscaping shit and busting my fucking ass. Like, when I was a kid at school, I didn't have summers. My summers were working. Even during school, like when I got out of school, I went to work. On the weekends, I went to work. Like, I was always working. Like, since I was 10 years old, I've had a full-time job, like always. And So I'm working every summer doing this landscaping gig, and it's beating my ass. Like, it's tough, man, because I'm doing like heavy duty shit. Like, we didn't just do grass mowing and stuff. We build ponds. We do everything you can imagine. And I was pretty young, so but I had a lot of tough people around me to look up to, that inspired me to work hard, right? So there was no giving up, right? There was no giving up. Blisters, calluses, bleeding, there was no excuse, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work hard as a man. So every day waking up and going and doing this shit. And my cousin was kicking my ass with the work, like really, really kicking my ass, semi-abusive, because it's how he knew, right? It's what he knew. He knew hard work, and that's what he did. So that's what he expected, and he expected perfect. Mr. Particular, ooh, with the 5 bones. Thank you, man. Looking to buy my one Shogoroth knife. It's between the Gen 111 5.1 or the F95 titanium. Please help me choose one. F95. I'd pick the F95. That's what I'd pick. Awesome knife. I have the 111, the one with the fuller, and then and the F95. I like the F95. The 111 is massive. So it's a great knife, but the other one's a big knife too. So I just think the one is going to be a little. You're going to realize it's a big. Excuse me. You have to really like big knives. If you love big knives, and get the 111, but just expect a sword. But I love it. But like I said, if you love big knives. Anyway, so back to the story. So my cousin is, and thank you again for the donation, man. I do appreciate it. So my cousin's kicking my ass every day, and he's being such a perfectionist always. And today I thank him for everything he did, because he made me a fucking hard worker. He really did. He instilled it in me. But at the time, you don't really see that. You don't see the end. You don't see when you go to another job and that you're working harder than everybody else. You don't see that stuff while you're in it, while it's 100 degrees outside, blisters all over your hands, and you're down in a hole dirty as shit, with a twisted ankle, and and you're shoveling rocks, and there's no end in sight. you don't even think about that shit. Well, we had a bunch of people working with us, and me and my cousin, it was getting to a point to where I was ready to lose my temper. Like, I was past a point. He was, like I said, he was semi-abusive, right? Like, the not only what he would expect from you, but how he would deliver it, and the words he'd say and things like that. And I didn't take that shit. So there was one day we're out on the job, and I think everything was just going wrong for him that day. It wasn't one of those days. And we're in dump trucks, by the way, pickup trucks, shit like that. Well, I slammed the door, and he screamed at me about slamming the door. And this door's light, like, it's super easy to slam the door. And like, he did it again, right? I did it again, and he yelled again. And it's some bullshit, because he gives a fuck, right? And I know he did. Like I said, he was a perfectionist and things like that, which is good for him. But when you had those days, you're used to swinging a shovel all day, shutting a door on a dump truck. Who gives a fuck, right? Like, that's what your mind is working, even though it probably does matter. But it was the end of the day. I had enough of them. We had gotten into a couple of arguments, and I was just at that point to where you say another word to me, we're fighting. We pull into the shop. It's the end of the day. I'm literally about to go home. And we pull up, and I get out of the truck, and I slam the door by accident, not on purpose. And he yells at me again, and like says some like some words to me that I'm not gonna say, and I just beelined right at him. Like, I didn't give a fuck. And I'm ready to throw hands, and we're in each other's faces. Now we're out in the middle, not in the middle of the street, but there's a project right across the street, and we're at the shop. So we're right in front of a shop. There's a couple other shops right next door, and we're on a grassy pad right in front of a road. And everybody driving on this road, most of them are gangbangers and things like that, or people maybe going to work. And we're sitting there going back and forth talking shit, and he fucking headbutts me. He fucking headbutts me because we're like face to face, and he's taller than me, and he's older than me. So at the time, he's definitely a lot taller than me. Well, he headbutts me, and I fucking start swinging for the fences, and I hit him like twice in the jaw, and then we started wrestling around, and I threw him on the ground. Well, at that exact moment, I hit him twice and then threw him on his back. All these dudes start running from there's a basketball court across the street, like everybody in the hood playing basketball. They all, like a couple of them, I think they're like walking down like the walkway, or maybe they ran over. I don't know. But a couple of them ran over, and now they start antagonizing it. Right. Well, we're still cousins. Right. So it's still different. They're just trying to provoke a fight. They want to see a fight. So they start trying to provoke us into fighting and shit like that. I believe, not positive, but we did have a big ass pit bull that watched the shop. I think he ran out and started barking it or like growling at them. So they didn't get on the property, but like they got like really close. Well, now, like, because of that shit, now it's like, now it goes into, us about to fight them, and like just a bunch of bullshit. Now we're talking shit with them. And yeah, that was basically the end. But then I quit. I quit the job. I never talked about it like to the family or anything about what happened. But I wound up quitting the job, and then a bunch of other people did, and it was like kind of a spiraling thing. But no, dude did. My cousin definitely, I understand it now, like what he was trying to instill in me and the hard work he was trying to. I think he was just a little abusive about it, but still, though, he did make me a hard worker. And I remember after that, going to every other job after that and thinking, not every single one, don't get me wrong. Like, I had years of fucking hard fucking labor, but I remember going to some jobs and thinking about like how much easier it was. Because when you've done like so much hard shit, you look back at stuff like that and you're like, man, this shit's easy compared to that, and I always think about that. But don't get me wrong, like that was just like the beginning. And that's the point, is like that was just the beginning, So when that's just the beginning, it gets you set up and prepared for years of pain on the job. Now my dog's been calling for coleslaw for years. Now my dog wants attention. You can tell him the city chopped all the trees down, all 100 of them, because the neighbors didn't mow, and they didn't realize because his ass didn't come up here. Oh man, she half black lab, half horse. I'm guessing she's just a big girl, probably part Great Dane. Jared is an aggressor. I'm not an aggressor. Alex better step in and save his queen. Dyllon Blue. It's in the description. I put it in there. At least it should be. Yeah, it's in there. I see it. Dyllon Blue's the shit. Can't beat it, man. Hey, there's Knife Modders. Shout out to Knife Modders. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. Can I do it right now? Oh, wait. Wrong one. Hang on. Hang on. There you go. Shout out to Knife Modders. You guys see I changed the thing up in the corner? Shout out to Knife Modders. Go and follow their content. They were actually live last night. They didn't know I was in there watching. Being quiet, just watching behind the scenes. How do I change it back? There we go. I learned throwing headbutts from my old man. He said it's a good tactic if you the smaller. He was right. Yeah, I've definitely had my fair share of being headbutted and headbutting. I think it's just a natural instinct when somebody's in your face. If you've done it before, I'm not going to say it's a natural instinct for somebody who's never done it, but if you've been headbutted or headbutted before, when somebody's in your face and they're in that proximity, it's just, you know, it's a natural instinct. Um, you got to throw it right. I've definitely been headbutted before, and it wasn't shit because the person didn't know how to throw a headbutt. If you know how to, you know, really hammer the top of your head into somebody's teeth, you're gonna really fuck them up. Dylan Blue, he needed the money. Dylan Blue. I need a good enough knife to get modded. That's a good way to look at it. Needing a good enough knife to get modded. Shane, he didn't headbutt me. We got into several group scraps. Bob would always headbutt the shit out of someone. He was great. Got that guy in your team that's headbutting everybody. Watch out for him. He'll fucking headbutt you. Don't get too close to that guy. Fucking headbutt you. Yeah, I've been headbutted a bunch. I told the story about the one time I was headbutted in high school, man. And I bit the tip of my tongue off. Not off, but like I bit the shit out of it. So it looked like my shit was busted, but it was because I got headbutted. Like I got headbutted to the point where I bit, you know, my tongue, my own tongue. So the headbutt wasn't that bad. And he got me in the head, which was the dumbest spot. You don't headbutt somebody in the head. Right. But he got me. He was so much taller than me that's what wound up happening. And that bit my tongue really bad. I had a throwdown with an older first cousin, beat the shit out of each other. He was 14. Wait, I was 14. He was 20. Only happened once. It was a bloody mess. Yeah, it happens. There's a funny video on YouTube of this guy with a motorcycle helmet headbutting another guy who was talking smack. Yeah, that fucking hurts for sure. See, I've been headbutted by helmets unintentionally. Like riding, you know, like sometimes you'll have like somebody, like say if you're on a four-wheeler and you're on the back of the four-wheeler, right? And one of you's got a helmet, one of you doesn't. Fuck, man, you get headbutted a whole bunch of times. That's happened so many times, but yeah, helmet will mess you up. Be a finisher, not an aggressor. Bree says, be an instigator. That's hilarious. Hello, what is this? This is a live. We usually talk EDC and knife stuff, but we talk about just about everything. What's up, Big Mac? Big Mac man. Shane says, I love me some violence. I don't know. I don't love violence at all. I've been in a lot of violence. I think that's why I don't love it, you know. I know where it can go. I like peace, man. I like love and peace. Uh-oh. Caps. Somebody get them out. A few streams ago, you said you were a fan of MMA. Got favorite fight? Ooh, that's a tough one. No, man, I like a lot of fights. I don't really have a favorite fight, man. That's tough. Why do you? Do you have a favorite fight? I mean, there's a lot of fights I really like, you know, because of what happened, but I don't know if I have like just like an all-time favorite. There's ones I like for different reasons. Like when McGregor got stomped, I liked that fight because of the tenacity you know, and Khabib just, you know, just fucking wiping the floor with him. And like, I knew why, you know, like when you really get into Khabib's head and think about why he went in there and did that, it makes you like it even more. So like that fight I really, really liked, but man, there's a lot of them that I love. One that makes me sad is the one with, oh, what's his name? Um, oh man, I can't think of his name. Iceman, and Tito Ortiz, when they did that rematch, that was sad because he was punch drunk. He shouldn't have been in there. And it makes me upset that they even let him in there. He should not have went in there. And he had beat Tito Ortiz twice. So there was nothing to prove. Nothing to prove, but they did a rematch, and I know it was for money. I understand, but he had no business being in there. He was Chuck Liddell. That's who it was, Chuck Liddell. But he had no business being in there. He's punch drunk. He's just too. It's not even too old. He's just been knocked out too many times, and after a certain point of being knocked out too many times, you don't throw punches the same. And he's obviously taken a lot of head damage, and it wasn't. I didn't like it at all. Like it made me sad, man. I did not like it. It made me mad at the whole industry when that happened, because you don't let that you're supposed to protect the fighters to some extent. So yeah, I was upset at that one. What about him? What about Tyson? Punching someone wearing a helmet, like broken hand material. Yeah, Forrest, man, I like Forrest Griffin a lot. Chocolate Dallas trans? What the fuck? Connor fights have all been pretty good, yeah. Yeah, thank you guys. You guys were all saying it, and I'm sitting there trying to think of it. I wound up getting it without you guys. Yeah, Chuck Liddell. I used to love him. He used to be my favorite fighter back in the day. And I liked him for many reasons. But yeah, I used to love him back in the day. Final fight of the first season of Ultimate Fighter: Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonnar. One of the best fights ever. Hell yeah. That one I can't think of, like, you know, like right off the top of my I've seen a lot of fights, so I'd have to refresh it. Mike Tyson actually had a comedy TV show, Mike Tyson Mystery Team, and is a spoof on Scooby-Doo. It was surprisingly good. Yeah, I never, you know, obviously now I know, but I don't think and I'm talking about growing up, because when I was growing up, Tyson was like a beast. I used to watch him. I remember watching him in the 90s. He was just a knockout artist. Like literally, put it this way, I remember when the Holyfield fight, thinking watching the Holyfield fight, because I was watching it live, that he was going to smoke him. Like there wasn't a doubt in my mind he wasn't going to get in and knock him out in a round or two. Because every fight before that, from my experience as a kid, because I was really young, he would go in the ring and just knock the motherfucker out, like without a doubt. Like there wasn't a chance. And you'd almost get upset because we'd wait. If you guys don't remember this, it's okay, but pay-per-view, you used to have to wait like an hour for it to come on, and then you'd sit there and watch all the, you know, them promoting it and everything, and then finally 3 hours later the fight starts. Ding ding, he'd walk in, boom, knocked out. It was the end. And you're like, fuck, I fucking sat here for 3 hours for 4.5 seconds of fighting. Like that's how it felt. I know it was longer than that, but that's how it felt. Like it felt like it's still in the first round, or like the beginning of the second round. Like you really wanted to see action, but you just see Mike come in and just terrorize the guy, lifting him off the ground with his punches. So when he fought Holyfield, man, that was a surprise. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then seeing, you know, biting the ear and all that shit. But I never realized after all that time how intelligent Mike is. You know, now obviously I've seen so many videos on him, but I never realized just how brilliant he is. Not brilliant, but he's a lot more intelligent. I don't think enough people gave him enough credit, especially because of his prison things and everything else. Back in the day, back in the Tyson day, you spent $40 for a that's what I mean, for a 5-second knockout. Tyson was his own worst enemy when it came to making money. It was crazy, man. Mike Tyson, Undisputed Truth. Must watch if you haven't. He's wise as hell. Yes, he is. He is. Aldo versus Mendez 2 was really good. Oh, giveaway. Yeah, Zachariah wants a giveaway. All right, let's do a giveaway because Zach wants one. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Shit, man, that's too old. Silva versus Sonnen. Mike Myers Johnson versus Evans. Oh shit, it just jumped. Holyfield punches with elbows. Everybody fucking punches with elbows. If you don't see, like, every boxing, damn near, I'm not going to say every, the majority of boxing matches have they're dirty fighting. Like, they just know how to do it. Like, you can watch them. They're pushing their heads into their cuts and grinding their heads. They're hanging on each other. When they're backing off, they're throwing little elbows, and especially with the headbutts. Like, I see it always. That's fighting, though, man. That's what you're doing, you know. Obviously, certain things aren't legal. But sometimes you'll see where one person gets so sick of it that they deliberately do something like say deliberately throw a headbutt where it's like plain as day. And the reason why they're doing it is because they've already been headbutted 16 times and we didn't see it. Like, you didn't see the 16 times where the guy gave him a little headbutt, a little headbutt, a little headbutt, or was pushing his forehead into his nose really hard and grinding it. We don't see it because you just see him wrapped up, you know? So then eventually they just get sick of it. And they're like, oh, you want a headbutt? Oh, you want a headbutt? Butterbean. I used to love Butterbean. I still love Butterbean. All right, guys, let's give something away really quick. All right, so I guess he wanted me to give this away. The Concept Convict, but this is the original version. Now, I will say, I was gonna take this and drill this out and put a hole deployment in there, because this thing would be amazing with a hole deployment. That's what I was gonna do with it. I was gonna take it, drill a good hole deployment, and then make the same choil that I have on the new version. The new version's thumb studs are beautiful, though. Like, that's why it's difficult for me to even modify that one, because its thumb studs are already so good. So I was going to do it to this one, but if somebody wants it, we can do a giveaway really quick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to write down a number really quick. How many people are in here? I can't see. Let me look over here. My phone's about to die. $88 people in here. All right, we're going to do 1 out of 100. All right. So, you guys are going to have 10 seconds. Don't start. Do not start. I'm going to write go. When I write go, you can start. Any numbers before that don't count. You can pick as many numbers as you want, but you're only going to have 10 seconds to pick. And I'm going to go fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how fast I'm going to do it. So, you're going to have 10 seconds. So, get your number ready right now. You're going to have between 0 and 100. pick a number. What the number I picked, you can't go over, so it must be the closest number without going over the number I picked. And I picked a number between 0 and 100. And I'm going to write go, and then I'm going to write stop in 10 seconds. So you don't pick no numbers because you might have the number right now and don't even fucking know it. And you can't even use it because it has to be after this. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're getting a few extra seconds because I messed up the word stop. And stop. All right. So let's count all the numbers. All the numbers. Man, you guys got them in, didn't you? Where the hell is it? Where's my go? I don't even see my go. Oh, it's all right, Zachariah. I got another one. Don't worry. Oh, man, where the hell is my go at? I don't even see my own shit. So I can't even... Oh, maybe it was after all your guys' fucking guesses. I still don't see it. All right. You guys got to stop because the stop's been done, so you can't guess anymore. But I don't see... I'm just going to go through it. All right, so one person hit it right on the money, but I can't see my stop or go for some reason. I don't know why I cannot see it. So I'm just going to have to go through. So if that's after my stop, you don't count, which it probably is. For some reason, it's not showing up on my thing. Oh, there's a problem. All right, let me look through here. Where is... Bree says, you lose. Greg said, fuck, man, I'll just guess all in one shot. Okay, there's my stop. All right, so you did not win 9th. All right, let's go like this. Get rid of that. All right, let's see here. Ooh, happy guy. Happy guy, I see you hit the number, but I can't, for some reason, my go isn't on this side. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. I see another one. Before I lose it, stop talking, guys, because otherwise I'm going to wind up losing this. A couple people want getting right on the number. Okay, there we go. I see the go. And the first... Okay, I'm going off the first one that I see, guys. The one that I see is Levy Collins. Levy Collins with 67, just so you guys see it. 67. Levy Collins, congratulations. You just won a $200 knife, a titanium concept convict. I love this knife. Be honest, I like the double thumb stud version, but this is still a fantastic knife. It's what made me get the double thumb stud version because I loved this one so much that I had to get the other one. But the double thumb stud version is badass. If you do make a whole deployment on this, it would be like 100 times better because you'd have a reverse flicker. So, Levy Collins, congratulations. Yeah, everybody guessed 67. That's the thing. Everybody did. She was the first one. Just just send me an Instagram message, give me your address, and yeah, send it to me on Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, just email it to me. My information's at the bottom of the description in every video. No, I don't think it was, or it was after a bunch of people got the number. It's just they were either after stop or after her number. I went from go and scrolled down, and she was the first one. And I can't go off of your guys' computers. I got to go off of mine. Otherwise, everybody else would be screaming at each other. So I don't want to fucking hear it. I just went and did it nice and slow, and it wasn't far from go, even though I fuck this up all the time. Congratulations, Levy. Yes, congratulations. What's up, Matt? Well, now you have one less knife in your collection. Ain't that the truth? I got rid of one more, or got rid of one, so now I'm down to one. Getting closer. This knife is a piece of shit. I tried doing what Mazwan Mokhtar told me to do. So he said, it's crazy because it's locked up, rock solid. I like the knife. I wish it was good, but it has bad detent lash. And he tried saying, try taking and adjusting the steel lock bar insert. And I thought, man, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. And I tried adjusting it, didn't help. It helped like a tiny bit, but not enough to really care. And it makes the knife feel janky because when it goes down, like it something about it feels weird. It feels loose. It feels janky, even though it's locked up. But there's so many great things about this knife. Look at this blade. This blade shape is a deep, full hollow grind. When have you seen Tucson do a full hollow? This is a full hollow grind, super thin behind the edge, amazing geometry. It's a badass knife. The ergos are really good. I'm not a big fan of how it sweeps up, but it still works great. Great reverse flicking action. So many great things about it, but he even didn't do the ball clip. This is actually a ramped clip. The carbon fiber is nice. The multicolored G10 internal stop pins, but Tucson did not do it justice. They messed it all up. That's one I probably just wind up throwing away in the garbage. Pivot lash is usually the detent ball not fitting in the hole. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. It's definitely the detent. I might be able to get a new detent ball that'll fit better. But yeah, it just is what it is. It sucks. I'm sure you would, Zachariah. I'm sure you would. Where do you live, Zachariah? That's the question. Or you can give it away to me. Wow, they hit. I didn't do this, but they hit the plunge grind when they sharpened it. So, man, I can tell they were just rough the way they did this one. Just little details, man. And this is weird because Tucson does a better job than this. It's almost like it was a prototype or something. Somebody else said that theirs came the same way, though. So I don't know what they did, but they did something about it. How often do I carry it? Once every couple weeks. I like it. I like it a lot better now that I fixed mine. But in the beginning, I didn't fix it. But now it's great. I love it. It's a great knife. It's a nice, simple EDC that I don't have to worry about. I'm an 18 to 20 hour flight. Damn, Andy. Damn. Matt says, I'm an hour from you. I'll come and get it. You don't want this one, man. You don't want this one. Zachariah lives in Madison, Wisconsin. This has happened twice. Oh, man, I'm sorry, happy guy. Did you get a nimble X? I did not. Professor, shout out to Professor EDC, guys. Go and follow his channel. Also, if you speak Spanish, definitely follow his channel. He's bilingual. He does have an English channel, and then he also does it Spanish, but definitely follow his channel. He has awesome content, awesome EDC knives, And yeah, definitely follow his channel. Maybe somebody can link Professor EDC in the chat. I'd really appreciate it. Can somebody please link Professor EDC in the chat? Yeah, I bet the buck 110 in green micarta. I'm not a huge fan of the buck 110. It'll always have a place in my heart, but of today's knives, but I bet you the micarta one's great. BGM custom crew wear. That's always badass. Spyderco PM2 in crew wear. Microtech Combat Troodon Jade Series not in crew wear. I was waiting for you to say that was also in crew wear. Oh, Charlie, thank you, man. Wanting the Damasteel Coolix from Wii. So yes, Damasteel is really good. If you're ever gonna get Damascus, Damasteel is the way you want to go. So it's a powdered version. So the reason why it's different and more expensive is so Damascus is where they melt the steels together, right? And so every steel, like say if they have 2 different steels, 3 different steels in one billet, you know, they're melted together, but they're still separate steels. The Damasteel is powdered steel, so they melt the powder together into one billet. So it's essentially one brick of steel or one billet of steel. So you don't have, and also there's steels that work together good. It's RWL 34 and then a couple other steels. That's what Damasteel's made out of, but they work together really good. So it's a great steel. Also, there's other companies that are doing powdered versions of Damascus. It's not Damasteel, but the process is very similar. They're using 9CR and 440C, and it's really good too. It actually gets really good edge retention too, but it's a powdered steel, basically the same exact way that they do Damasteel. They do it that way. They can't call it Damasteel because Damasteel is its own thing, but yeah, Damasteel's good. Kubi told me that they're going to roll another batch of their Damascus Jade Monster Dog. Nice. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. That $30 Amazon blade from your page. Which one's that? The original is great, but the auto is awesome, Maurice. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. Patron members, sorry the giveaways up late. And shout out to the Bang Gang squad. Shout out to everybody who donated tonight. I do appreciate all the donations. They definitely keep this channel afloat, and we greatly benefit and appreciate it. We're so thankful we're able to do this, and you guys help us out so much. We're very thankful for everything you guys do for us and the channel, and we try to push the best content we can and constantly keep growing, constantly keep upgrading, and also evolving the channel to keep you guys on your toes. We don't want it to ever get boring. We want it to always evolve better and better and better, and we do love you guys. We appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. And thank you to everybody sitting here chatting with me and, you know, enjoying the live as well. I do appreciate it. I have a great time with you guys. I love you guys. Peace. Oh, go check out Mike Emler.